What's up guys, welcome back to another video. In today's video, we are back playing some survival games for once. We haven't played SG in forever. If you guys have been on my channel for a long time, you know that I used to play survival games all the time, and lately I've switched almost completely over to Treasure Wars with an occasional Skywars video for the texture pack videos. But you know, for the most part, I've been doing just Treasure Wars. But if you guys, have been living under a rock or just don't play the Hive, SG has had a really awesome update, and it's been out for quite some time now, like 2 to 3 weeks. By the time you guys are seeing this, I'm a little bit behind, but I felt like it was kind of like my duty to make a video on this topic, because I've been a part of the SG community for forever. If you go to my survival games playlist, there are so many. I think I have like 145 episodes of just survival games, not even considering all the topic videos I've done on there and stuff, and most of them have not been on the Hive. But at the same time, like my channel's been SG based for so long that I thought that SG had an amazing update. Let's just talk about it. Before we get too much into it, I want to say that I'm not going to be talking about the update, like what they added, what they did, all these things. If you want to get the info, first of all, go to their website and look through the changelog and whatever. But also, I'm going to link a video down below by PotatoPie25. He explained everything beautifully in his video. So if you want to just know what's going on, watch his video, then come back to my video, and then you can hear my opinions on the matter. The first thing I want to talk about is the new tracking system that they have on SG, because the SG community on the Hive has always wanted the games to go by faster. There has never been an easy way to know where everybody is, and it just turned into a running simulator at the end of the day. Although the tracker is amazing in the sense that it tracks your teammate, it also tracks nearby players if you're within a certain range, and it tracks more than one player also, and it leads you to that direction. I think the actual the item itself is just lackluster. It literally just looks like a walkie-talkie in your inventory, and it doesn't look appealing to me. When I think about how OG of a game SG is, it's been around forever, ever since the beginning of servers basically. I could never imagine that there would be a walkie-talkie in it. Instead, I think that they should have just added a compass that just pointed to the nearby player, and then there would have been a name that shows what player it is or something. I just don't think that it looks good, and this is just nitpicking, but come on now, we have a compass in the game, use it. That would have been so cool. It would have fit in the game better. This walkie-talkie makes it feel like it's not SG anymore. It makes it feel like it's some other kind of game. But I do want to say that it is amazing that they added it. It works really, really well from whenever I've used it. I don't necessarily love the beeping noise that it makes, but at the end of the day, it's definitely going to help with making the games faster. It's definitely helped just making the games more entertaining as well. It can definitely help with speedruns and all these different things. So at the end of the day, that's a pretty good feature that they added. And then another feature that they added is all the new boom boxes. There's the cobweb one, there's the knockback one, there's all these different things that they've added, and they're cool and all, but what my concern with it is that I don't want survival games to turn into Skywars just on the ground, because that's basically what it's starting to do. A lot of the games, if you were to put every item that is in survival games right now and just put it in the sky like a Skywars map, it would be Skywars. This isn't necessarily a bad thing, but I don't want the games to intertwine so much that there's no difference between them. For instance, Treasure Wars versus Skywars versus survival games. Treasure Wars is so unique compared to Skywars in that, yeah, they're both in the sky, but there's a treasure, there's offense, there's defense. I've talked about this in one of my past videos. If you guys care to watch it, I'll link it down below as well. But survival games and Skywars are becoming so similar, minus the fact that one's in the sky and one's on the ground, and that's just something that I don't really like. There are some differences though that they've added. For instance, there's the launch pads, which are pretty cool if you ask me. They've worked, honestly, I didn't think that they were going to work as well as they did, but they work really good. There's also the teleporters that teleport you across the map, which I also think is really cool to be able to just go from one area to another. There's the flares that you can ask for supply crates in certain areas, and I think all of those are amazing features. My one thing is just, I don't think the boom boxes were really necessary. At the end of the day, survival games has always been PvP based, running around, finding people, getting loot from chests. It's called survival games. It was originally called Hunger Games when it first started out, because you got loot. You had to actually survive and be the last one left. And the cornucopia, or the middle spawn, is so obsolete now. That used to be such a big deal, going to the middle, you know what I mean? And I feel with the flares, what's happened is more people don't even go to the middle. One thing that I would have loved to see is if the flares, first of all, I'm not the biggest fan on the flares, just because I would have rather people have all the supply crates would be in the center of the map. And the reason why is because this would urge people to stay around the center. It would encourage people to fight more. It honestly would probably make it so the tracking compass or whatever it is, the telephone, wouldn't be as used or as necessary. Because at the end of the day, what happens with the flares is not that you can place them, you can ask for a supply crate wherever you want to. Someone might go in the corner of the map and ask for one just so that they know nobody else will be around them. And this kind of makes it so the games take longer as well, So in my opinion, yeah, the flares are cool. Yeah, the compass is cool. I think both of them could have been a little bit more like, they could have been lesser features if they would have just made the spawn a bigger deal. I also want to mention that although this update is huge, I don't think that it's going to be enough to revive SG, unfortunately. In my humble opinion, I don't think that there is a way to revive a game mode such as survival games unless it is also revived on the Java Edition version. Hear me out on this. Treasure Wars right now is one of the biggest game modes on Java Edition. And what's one of the biggest game modes on Bedrock? Treasure Wars, you know what I mean? And think about it, even Skywars on Java Edition is pretty popular. What's popular on Bedrock Edition? Skywars, you know what I mean? Stuff that is popular on Java typically is popular in Bedrock, and that's just the way it is. These huge creators that record on servers such as Hypixel, whatever game mode they play is what's going to be popular. Back in the day, everyone knows SG was like the #1 thing. That's why SG was the #1 thing in Bedrock as well. People follow what people do. You know what I mean? So I don't think that just updating the game is going to make SG revive in the community. It pains me to say that. I want you guys to know that. It pains me to say that because I love survival games. You guys know I was a big advocate of doing survival games when I first came back, and I'm still in love with that game mode. It just doesn't do well. It's going to take a lot more than just the Hive updating the game to make it come back. I think it's necessary that they updated the game, and I think it's awesome that they did and that they care about it. And it has, almost doubled the growth of, or doubled the player count of people playing it at one time, but it's just not going to be enough. And it hurts me to say that, but I don't see SG coming back in the foreseeable future unless its Java Edition counterpart also comes up. I know I talked about a lot of things really quickly as well, so I want to wrap things up. First of all, the tracker, awesome, but it could use a better GUI update. I would have preferred it to just be a compass. Second of all, I don't like all the additions with the boomboxes and stuff, just because I don't want survival games to turn into Skywars on the ground. Please, guys, let me know down below your opinions on this update. I would love to talk to you guys about it in the comment section below. Have a discussion. I respond to every single comment, and let me know if you guys want to see more survival games content as well. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and hopefully you guys have a safe and enjoyable rest of your day. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.